And this morning, lots of you have been sharing with me your random acts of kindness as we mark Random Acts of Kindness Day. And peaceful, easy feeling is probably one of the ways I would describe how hearing these acts of kindness have made me feel this morning from you. Warm, fuzzy, another feeling that I'm feeling right here, thinking of all of the kindness that's going on. And some of you also mentioned to me already that random acts of kindness are a standard daily practice for you. Doing nice things for others is just a nice thing to do, and what it is to be part of a community. Let's talk more about those random acts of kindness and the psychology of acts of joy. Psychology consultant and author Dr. Jo Lukens is with me. Thanks for being with me this morning, Dr. Jo.
Good to chat with you, Susan.
So what exactly are random acts of kindness from a psychological perspective?
Well, I think psychologically we are quite interested in these random acts of kindness because they do differentiate from sort of planned kindness. I guess by the title of it we would understand that. And they're those spontaneous moments for us where, you know, it's unexpected joy. And when those things happen, we know it benefits both the giver and the receiver.
Yeah, and they don't have to be big things either. It could just be, leaving a kind note on somebody's car, or helping somebody with their groceries, or offering somebody a seat on public transport. It doesn't have to be a big, generous gift, does it?
No, it doesn't. And in fact, I think for some people, it's actually the small gifts that become the big gifts, if you like. They are those small moments. And we know that when we can pepper those through our day or through our week, we get great psychological well-being and benefits from it.
Yeah. How do those random acts of kindness benefit our mental health or affect our mental health?
Well, they're a very active process, so we become aware of them when we're doing them. And I guess I'm thinking about this from the perspective of when you deliver that random act of kindness, that what we know is it affects us biochemically and impacts us in terms of, all the centres where we find all those beautiful emotions you talked about before, the joy, the warmth, let's call it the fuzziness, all of those things. They all get activated within our brain. So it's good for our neural pathways. It's good for our brain health. And we know that mood is contagious. So when we can create those good moments, we know that they flow on to others.
Yeah, I've been even just thinking about some of the different things that I've witnessed over time, and they are just people being nice to one another, but it probably falls into that category of random acts of kindness. Even just witnessing it sometimes makes me feel good. So is there a difference in psychological impact between receiving or performing acts of kindness?
Well, we certainly know there's that feel-good factor when we receive it. There's lots of benefit in giving acts of kindness. There's lots of benefits in talking about it. So what you've been doing on the show today is, even though we may not have witnessed the kind act or been the receiver of it, even hearing about it can give us residual benefits from it as well. So the more we talk about kind acts, the more it flows out through the community and impacts more people. So savouring those moments is really, really beneficial.
We talked about mental health. Can participating in these kindness type activities improve our physical health?
Well, it can. Look, it's not going to give us the fitness edge that we might get if we went to the gym. Or I know. I wish I had better news than that. But we do know that psychologically, those impacts flow on through our bodies. So in terms of our heart health, in terms of our general well-being, in terms of reducing things like our stress levels, and stress often sits for us physiologically. So we know there's a whole range of physical benefits that also come from these acts of kindness. And they also prepare us and make us more ready for engaging in physical activities as well. So it kind of primes us, if you like. So kindness has so many benefits to it.
It sounds like it could also benefit or impact our social relationships too.
Absolutely. So we know that our social relationships are very much personally based, and these acts of kindness, they form like little pockets of glue, if you like, that connect us all together and feel like we're part of something. So whether it's doing the kind act, receiving the kind act, telling someone about it, however we can be involved with kindness is beneficial for us.
Yeah. Are there any potential downsides to random acts of kindness, Dr. Jo?
Oh, look, I would say there's far more upside than downside. I think sometimes people wonder about how genuine some acts of kindness are, or even people's need to talk about it. I think it's a little bit of there's a fine edge around that. I would always say that I'd err on the side of kindness than not being kind. But I guess the thing that sits behind that is the authenticity of it, that we genuinely want to do something generous for others. And the bonus with that is that it flows back and gives, benefits for us.
And maybe just making sure we're considering our own boundaries and safety if we are planning to participate in kindness.
Yeah, I think that's a really valuable point, is that our generosity and our kindness can take from us somewhat. So we just need to be mindful, if we're always giving to everybody else, are we also being kind to that very important person, which is ourselves?
Exactly. Dr. Jo, thank you very much for being with me today, and I hope you have a lovely, kind day as well.
And same to you and all the listeners, Susan. Thank you.
Thank you. That is psychology consultant and author Dr. Jo Lukens there, as we talk about this International or Random Acts of Kindness Day, focusing on bringing some joy into more of our lives. And